Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back. We're gonna be reacting to this streamer. I've never seen him before, but we're gonna. Okay, but actually, though, yeah, it hurts my throat to do that. No, but I saw this streamer the other day. I did not like their takes. I was very confused, very cringe. I have some notes here. They do have timestamps as well, because I was writing and taking timestamps, but I'll be able to just yap here, I think, but yeah.
The former campaign organizer for Bernie Sanders in 2016. She has a successful grifty podcast based off of populism, okay? And ContraPoints is obviously based liberal queen, okay? And yeah, apparently they had a debate. It did not go well for ContraPoints, okay? With that being said, Vosh has been bashing ContraPoints for her liberal arc for quite a while now, okay? Vosh has been saying some heinous things. So we are here to make sure that Vosh doesn't get away with it, okay? Anyway, let's start.
Oh, okay, I think it was a joke. I'm sorry.
Truly don't know why she did this, but ContraPoints went on the Bad Faith podcast to talk to Brianna Joy Gray.
Oh, what? You don't know the concept of going out of your bubble to debate, Mr. Fortress arc? Like, this is so stupid. It's so stupid because it's like, weren't you a debater? Didn't you?
Alright. I feel like I'm gonna have to censor myself to just not be kind of mean. I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't wanna just fucking, like, dog on this person. I'm trying to engage with their ideas. But, like, that isn't what like, that's not really what he said, you know? Like,
You also debate? Also, Mr. Fortress arc. Okay, so you project your Fortress arc outwards. Okay, dude. Like,
I don't know why. I don't understand what would motivate her to do
the critique wasn't that she was talking to people, the critique was that she went on that show with somebody who, like, virulently disagreed with her.
that. I have not seen even a single
what?
second of it. I have not seen a single second. I have no idea how that went, but I am curious. Brianna Joy Gray, some kind of lore over here, right? Yeah, I don't like her, like even a little bit. Though I haven't really paid attention to her in years, so maybe she's more reasonable now. It's possible. I don't think I doubt it,
I
but
know,
I guess
like,
it's possible.
nothing
If nothing
about
else, she's
her.
been consistent. Where
You're super pretty.
This is honestly my first. This is literally, like, my first, like, what do you call it? Impression. This is my first impression of Brianna Joy Gray.
You're so nice. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Contra's brain has been melting for a couple of years. Here, I'll just watch the clip. What's going on here?
At some point, Natalie, like at some point, I mean, is there anything that Democrats would do that you would say, if Donald Trump, the 2016 version of Donald Trump, we're running against the 2024 Donald Trump on the Democratic ticket, would you say that we should vote for 2016 Donald Trump because his first term was better than his second term?
I mean, so I joke about like how we vote for Satan to stop Donald Trump. There probably is a line. I've yet not found it yet of what moral
Somebody should ask, like, would you vote for Hitler? I'll probably say yes, to be honest.
depth to which I would stoop.
Like, does that not say anything about you? And it's said with such a smug, like, huh, I'd probably vote for Hitler and you wouldn't. You don't actually care about progressing in society. Like,
To stop Donald Trump.
I'm hypothetical. I feel like I used to engage with this a little bit, but I genuinely don't know how anyone can be satisfied by a voting doctrine at this point in history that is just vote for the lesser evil.
I mean, yeah, especially if you're just, like, turning and saying, I would vote for literally Hitler, like this person right here just said.
Like at
Okay, so
this
it's okay.
point, because like we voted for Biden and then nothing happened and now everything's falling apart. And like I guess we could just always just vote for the. But like it's not really like a strategy, Like it's not a strategy for making the country better. Keep in mind, I voted for Hillary Clinton and then Joe Biden and then I also voted for Kamala Harris. I mean,
You know what? You know what? For all of Vosh's faults, at least he voted triple, okay? At least he voted triple Democratic ticket. Okay. The one redeeming factor about this guy, okay, is that he did he did vote down ballot D, okay, for all three of them, okay? I will say that that's not too bad.
like I agree with that. It was always better they went over Trump. But obviously, like this logic is not getting us anywhere, and a lot of that is because the expectations on the Democratic Party have been really low, and they've still failed to meet them. So like past the point, I feel like you have to put a little bit of internal pressure on the party because if you don't, and they stay weak and they keep losing, you're to an extent kind of responsible for it. Like you're
Yeah, but it's not internal pressure on the party. Well, here's the thing, okay, Vosh, is not like you're not the same as other individuals either, okay? Like this may be like a tough pill to swallow, I guess, but like Vosh isn't exactly the same as other lefties, okay? Like yeah, he's a populist retard, okay? He advocates for voting for JD Vance, but like
Whoa!
at least he voted triple ticket for the Democratic Party. Okay, he also advocated for voting for Joe Biden. All right. But the problem is that like his colleagues, right? His lefty colleagues are not the same. His lefty colleagues are all like third party voters, non-voters, people who vote Republican.
Well, I guess I don't really have any way to judge this. So I guess I can only really speak for myself. But the general vibe I've gotten and the way I feel, it's kind of just like if there was any election to completely abstain from, 2016 and 2024 were them. Like, the Democratic Party just shows such incompetence. In 2020, they showed evil by blocking Bernie, you know, but like,
can just despite the Democrats. It's not the same. It's just not the same. Okay. But like the fact that Vosh conflates these people with his side is also like bad faith, like in a way, right? But it's just like it's just so like I don't know, man. It's just, I hate the subject. Never mind. I just hate the subject.
Kind of signaling to the Democratic Party there's nothing that they
Okay.
could do to lose your vote if you preemptively pledge allegiance to their candidate,
I hate this subject. People won't just shut up and get in line. It's so authoritarian.
which to me sort of feels like enables and continues the problem that we have. Like the country's dying right now because we don't have an opposition party. If the Democrats were competent, they wouldn't have lost in 2016 for one, but they also wouldn't have lost in 24. You know, so I don't know. At some point, we got to fix that up, right?
What does
Pretty
that
low.
mean?
Yeah.
So play that out for me. Everyone's always asking me to play out my plan. Play out the consequences of vote blue no matter who. Because you others don't get to put it all.
It is kind of. I will say again, it is wild for Vosh. Okay, it is wild for Vosh to advocate for voting for JD Vance after like how could you?
Okay, yeah, I remember having this in my notes. I don't think he did that. I think there was a clip of him saying something similar to that. I'm not sure. I don't care to defend him or nothing, but I don't think that's what was said, you know.
Because I started
After JD Vance, after like triple Democratic ticket.
asking you what the timeline is.
What are we
I got
doing?
to this place because I started asking.
Careful, Vosh, that kind of logic makes liberals go ballistic. So here, I guess here's like the logical proof for how I would lay it out because I genuinely don't understand what the thought process is. I think most regular, normie Democrats, regular, not socialists, just regular ones, believe the Democratic Party is failing to meet the moment right now. I don't think that's a controversial belief. I think it's backed by polling. The Democratic Party right now is more unpopular than it ever has been. Clearly, the voters are unsatisfied with how hard the Democrats are fighting right
Yeah, but like they're only unpopular because of people like you, right? Like you guys are like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense.
Wild. Wild that it's streamers, apparently, that make the Democrats unpopular. Not them being like weak cowards in the face of fascism or complicit in the slow fucking erosion of our entire society. No, it's streamers. It's a cracker with a microphone. That's the real problem.
Right? Like you guys are the self-fulfilling prophecy in which like you guys convince yourselves to like you guys are the people who are contributing to the hatred of the Democrats. Like that's how it works.
now. You know, like they're not happy with what's happening, right? So if even their constituency is
Once again, hatred of the Democrats being assumed to be like the worst thing possible.
unsatisfied, this indicates to a large extent a level of weakness or complicity or incompetence.
How are you supposed to convince us that like you're actually like looking out for the Democrats when you're actually just trying to sabotage the Democrats from within?
You see, and then this is the other thing is that like Democrats, 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 Democrats. What about the fucking people, bro? What about the actual citizens in this country?
Like that's what it feels like. That's what it seems like.
Whatever you want to say. Let's just say it's incompetence. I think it's malicious to a large extent. But let's say it's incompetence, right? So if
Okay.
the Democratic Party is this incompetent, that might explain why they keep losing elections to really unpopular figures like Donald Trump. It might explain why Biden's popularity swiftly plummeted during his presidency, and Trump went from being
So we're
a
problematic.
recent like treasonous, seditionist insurrection attempter into being a victorious presidential candidate over the course of 4 years. It might explain why he isn't in fucking jail right now. It might explain a lot of things, right? Like the belief that the Democrats have been at the very least incompetent over the course of the past, I don't know, of this political era. It's a widely held opinion. So how then do we change that? If we assume that the Democratic Party is okay with where they are right now, which they certainly seem to be because they're not replacing their leadership, like like Joe Biden was the normie Democrat establishment, you know, super respected electable candidate, and Kamala Harris, they didn't even run a primary in 2024. Schumer's still there, Jeffries is still there.
Oh my god, why did I even make this if I'm not gonna make masterwork range cows? Wait, what the fuck? What am I thinking? Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Why did I do this?
Even liberals
I don't think you're able to comprehend their intelligence shops. They are populist. That means their policies are popular. Okay, I know you're trying to make a joke, but like that's unironically Brianna Joy Gray's argument. Okay, like I wish I could laugh along and joke and like laugh with you, but like that's unironically Brianna's argument. It's just
Okay, I feel like they're strawmanning, but I'm gonna try to engage in what they're saying without strawmanning. I'm trying to steelman this. Are they saying that doing what the people wants is bad?
like she's like, oh, you don't understand. It's populist, which means it's popular. Like, kill me. Okay,
super
Yeah, I don't know if once again, I haven't seen Brianna Joy Gray enough to know if maybe she uses that word wrong. I have no idea. But I don't think populist just means popular. I think I'm pretty sure populism is just politics that appeals to the popular base, like the average person.
Defend me.
the Democrats don't seem interested in
Defend me,
changing.
bro.
So if they're bad at what their job is supposed to be, and they're not interested in changing how they approach
Whether to be clear, whether it actually would benefit them or not.
their job, like they're bad and unwilling
Like,
to
what are we
improve,
doing?
how exactly do we as voters
are you doing here?
do anything about this except set standards for who we believe is acceptable to represent the Democratic Party? You know, like I've said it loud and proud, and I've said it clearly, and I'll continue to. I'm not fucking voting for Gavin Newsom because at that point I feel like we're already tossing in the towel.
And there
Based.
it is. Ah.
And there it is. You won't vote for the guy who fucking takes photo ops while tearing down homeless encampments. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, I had to swallow my bile enough with Kamala Harris, but I did it, and I advocated people vote for her. I was pretty, in my opinion, pretty aggressive about it. But here we are. We're in a worse position than we ever have been. So, like, what's the answer? Like, genuinely,
We've been winning elections. Like, do you not pay attention to the news? Like, what the fuck? Like, do you just like not pay attention to the news?
what is the answer? So you can say, well, put pressure on them between elections. Okay, great. People have been. The Democrats are insanely unpopular within their own party. People have been calling out for more and better action, but still, Schumer, Jeffries, establishment heads in the party, still the same pattern persists. So what then do we do? I feel like we have to use the tools at our disposal because the Democratic Party that exists right now is not only not meeting the moment, they are part of the general decline. Like, we're already factoring in their
Dude, why don't you help us? Huh? Why don't you help us? Also, you rely on polls so much. You sound like Hutch. Like, polls aren't everything either, okay? And polls are
Hold on. Run that back.
right now is not only not meeting the moment, they are part of the general decline. Like, we're already factoring in their
dude. Why don't you help us? Huh? Why don't you?
meeting the moment and say, well, put pressure on them between elections. Okay, great. People have been. The Democrats are insanely unpopular within their own party. People have been calling out for more and better action, but still, Schumer, Jeffries, establishment heads in the party, still the
I don't know. He's cooking. He's cooking right now.
same pattern persists. So what then do we do? I feel like we have to use the tools at our disposal because the Democratic Party that exists right now is not only not meeting the moment, they are part of the general decline. Like, we're
Yes.
already factoring in their
dude. Why don't you help us? Huh? Why don't
Help you what? Help you help the Republicans with the general decline of America? Like, what do you mean?
you help us? Also, you rely on polls so much. You sound like Hutch. Like, polls aren't everything either, okay? And polls are driven by sentiment, and sentiments can only be stirred up by people who are active participants in politics, okay? In which you are not, okay? How could you
So, Vosh is not an active participant in politics, whatever that means. However, it's Vosh and people like him are the reason why the Democrats aren't liked. Okay.
say like, oh yeah, in the election between JD Vance and like Gavin Newsom, you would vote for JD Vance? That's fucking unhinged. I'm sorry, man. Like, that's
Once
insane. That's
again, I don't
insane.
know if
Like,
I
that's an
don't know
insane
if he
take.
said
Okay,
that,
for
and
people
I
who are
don't
still defending
care
Vosh
that
out there, just a reminder that he advocates
bores
voting
me.
for JD Vance over Gavin Newsom.
I
What?
don't know if that's
Really?
true.
How could you
and I-
defend him at that point? It just makes no sense. You're condemning everybody who's going to die immediately as a result of JD Vance's like policies. Okay, like you
as
are
opposed
like
to
you're condemning them to
condemning
death.
everybody
That's
who
what you're doing.
die under
confidence. If things continue
Gavin
like this,
Newsom.
we're not
Just
going to have a
saying,
fucking country pretty soon.
come on.
I don't oppose the Democratic Party as it exists right now because I'm a crazy socialist. I do it because I believe in political liberalism, because I think those things are worth fighting for. Not as an end goal, mind you, but I certainly prefer political liberalism to whatever the fuck we're dealing with right now. And I don't think the Democrats are even managing to do that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm rambling. But like,
It's like such fake outrage, man.
you understand me. The vote
Fake
we're gonna do
outrage.
is
You really can't imagine being like outraged at like a collaborationist party. Like really? Such fake outrage. Such fake outrage. You know what? That's not what I say about you. Such fake outrage.
maybe a in-base argument for voting day. It is not a political strategy in the primary season. You know, it's not good. If anything, it signals a lot of weakness because it indicates the only reason you're voting for these.
I mean, if you okay, wait, it's not like I necessarily disagree with that, right? It's probably good to vote. I mean, like, you should be supporting the candidate that you want to like support during the primaries, right? Like, that's the entire point of the primaries. But the point is that for the general election, we all come together. But the problem is that you have other lefties who are like literally being like fucking douchebags and going like, yeah, you know what, we shouldn't have this and that. Like, yeah, that's a problem, right? Like,
That didn't really sound like an actual articulation of a point. That sounded like me 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 me. So
it's like, oh
such fake outrage.
yeah, we shouldn't be voting in the general election. What a retarded take. Oh, we should be voting for third party in the general election, right? But and here's the thing, okay, as he's watching this, there's gonna be multiple times in which Brianna
Look, I don't even know if I necessarily agree with the logic, but I can at least see it.
Joy Gray talks about like voting third party. I want to see Vosh push back on this because Vosh was somebody who was one of the first ones and only ones to debate Brianna. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Brianna Joy Gray and Vosh has debated before, and yeah, it did not go well for her. But just so you know, like it's shocking to me that Vosh is putting more pressure on ContraPoints because he just simply hates ContraPoints more, maybe.
Candidates out of dogged loyalty to the party,
man.
even if
I
you
don't
don't really like them. Ideally, they should be liked. You know, that's why Trump was able to get away with so much. It's because his base doesn't just support him for electoral reasons; they like him. It gives you a lot more power, especially culturally. Which is the reason why now we think of Biden's presidency as just a continuation of the Trump era. Nobody will look back on this part of history, of American history, and go, "Oh, and here was the Biden era." People will talk about
Yeah, because he's like slandered. The amount of stuff that he has done, for the country is
The amount of stuff Joe Biden has done for the country. You don't understand. He is our savior. You don't understand.
incalculable. But then people like you will never promote them. Instead, you'll always just like identify him with Trump, and I think that's part of the issue. It's people like you who spread like propaganda and like slander towards Biden, even though Biden has been perfectly fucking fine.
He's been perfectly fine. Lying to the country about the genocide in Gaza. He's been perfectly fine.
He's been more progressive. He's like the most progressive president we've ever had. Okay,
Most
he's more progressive than
progressive
Obama. Okay, but
president.
it's just that he didn't have the good PR.
It's just who cares? It's just this is America. That's really a low bar. That's such a low bar, dude.
He was stubborn and he was old. All right, that's the only difference. It's that he performed like badly in a debate, and now you just want to cast him aside. Like, that's part of the issue.
Does this person know that there's a genocide happening? That Joe Biden was like, super down with. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I don't know. They could have been like bored yesterday or something, I guess. But like, I'm seriously just like confused. I guess to be a little less snarky. I'm sorry, this person's just being snarky, so I'm returning the favor. Such fake outrage. Anyway, to be a little less snarky about it, I guess. What I was gonna say is, oh yeah, I think I think what this perspective lacks is really just the understanding of America's place within the empire, what that empire means, how being an empire affects the internal and external parts of the country and our relationships to other countries and with one another in the country, you know? Because I guess I could understand if you literally if you have the American mindset. I see the big American flag behind this person. If you have the American mindset of the rest of the world don't exist, I'm on a floating island. You know what I mean? If you have that American worldview, I could see it being like, yeah, but that's over there. That's over in those countries. That's not America. We're talking about voting for the American president, you know? Without taking into the fact that the American president is the the president of not only America, but also like the commander in chief of the military of the largest like monstrous amalgamation of like corporate and elite interests all over the globe in every region. Like,
right?
2016 onwards as a continuous uninterrupted block, a time period that begins in 2016. Maybe they don't start it there. Nothing starts at any point really. It's complicated, but you know what I mean. Uninterrupted by 2020 to 2024. You know, uninterrupted. Biden was a dead cat bounce of the Trump era. Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
More centrist-oriented people what the timeline is for Medicare for all.
So-
How long are we supposed to deal with the fact that 68,000 people die every year from a lack of health insurance? What's the timeline on that? And I had people come to me who were Medicare for all activists in the state of California, who were Bernie's,
Okay.
Medicare for all are.
And again, like really important to reinforce this. I support Medicare for all for two primary reasons. For one, it would save many lives, and for two, it is objectively less expensive than this bastard hybrid system we have now, where the existence of the insurance industry seems to be to provide incentives from both the healthcare industry and the government to siphon trillions of taxpayer dollars towards Medicaid and Medicare, so that the procedure that costs $5 to do could be charged at $500 because the government's going to pay for right? So those are the two major reasons. Here's a good third reason for Medicare for all. If the Democratic Party unified around it, it would make the party more popular because in
No, I don't know what to tell you, but people are more ready to be racist than people are ready for Medicare for all. Okay, for as much as I want people
two things. Those aren't mutually exclusive. You can be racist and want healthcare. You could be racist and want healthcare for the minorities that you're racist against, even. Um, so that's one. Two, I don't think that's true, especially among Democrats. You think if you polled Democrats on immigration, that the numbers would look kind of like, oh, I don't know, it's a hard issue. I think most Democrats don't don't really care that much, especially after the ICE crackdowns. I don't think they care that much about immigrants coming over here. Like I just don't I guess, you know, like obviously Americans are racist, but I guess I just don't think they're like that violently racist. At least like Democratic voters.
have Medicare for all because I'll be honest, like Medi-Cal in California is fucking awesome. All right, for as much as I personally want like Medicare for all for the entire country, people are just not ready for it. People are not like if people actually wanted it, if people actually wanted it, then you know we would have had it by now. Okay.
Oh yeah, I remember this part. This person hasn't had all of their hope shattered yet in the system, and I honestly feel bad for them in that. So it's very illuminating. It's a very maturing experience to have your faith completely shattered. I don't know. This person, to me, strikes me as pretty uneducated, but they're talking. They're talking a lot.
Sorry, but that's just how democracy works. Okay. Otherwise, you're like contributing to like the fucking Republican narrative of like, oh yeah, well, there are election rigging and you know.
That's not even a Republican narrative, to be clear. I'm not like defending it. I don't think they're rigging elections. I think it's, you know, just the normal way, like manufacturing consent. It's just the normal way that the American empire runs PR for itself. and represents itself. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, propaganda. That's basically the answer.
People are not actually. Democracy doesn't work. Blah blah blah. Right? Which is obviously silly. It's this delusion that everybody wants Medicare for all is just not true. Okay, people like their private healthcare. That's just the fact of it. People are more ready to vote for deporting migrants than they are ready to be like trying to.
Yeah, I just don't think that's true. Here, I'll take it a step further. Fuck what I think. Let me look at some polls. Oh, actually, this one might. Honestly, I was looking for something else, but this poll right here that I just found kind of proves exactly what I was trying to prove. Immigration and crime, which are like the two big dog whistles, even like implicitly in the minds of Americans, those are like the two big racist dog whistles, and even they are under inflation slash affordability, which includes like so much shit. That includes so much, including healthcare. And then whatever the fuck restoring basic American values. Who the hell did this poll? What kind of fucking question is that? Yeah, and this one, 50%. I don't think 50% like want to attack immigrants. I don't know. At the same time, though, I don't know. I could definitely see 50% of Democratic voters having cringe takes on immigration. Like, well, obviously they gotta come here legally, right? As opposed to like just legalizing the people who are already here living lives.
Talk about Medicare. Like, yeah, people are just simply more excited about being cruel right now. Like people are into the cruelty. The cruelty is very chic right now. Okay, being racist and being cruel is very chic right now. Okay.
I'm just confused. How am I not supposed to completely disengage from a political system which shrugs at just like the blatant hatred? You know? Like it's so like obvious in the way that they talk. Like, racism's very in. We just have to shrug it off, I guess. Shake it off. Shake it off. Come on, shake the racism off, girls. Shake it off. Like, come on.
Sorry, but nobody cares about Medicare for all. Okay, otherwise we would have already had it. Okay.
Nobody cares for Medicare for all. It's unfortunate because this person's probably just a victim of propaganda, obviously, but like, it's just like crazy. Nobody wants it. 50% of Democratic voters in that one poll did. I know it's just one poll, but I mean, 50% is a pretty large chunk. It's not like a niche
Simple as, okay?
few.
Because if Republicans actually wanted it, then Republicans would have advocated for it, okay? But
Well,
and then there would have been a bipartisan bill to implement
Republicans
something,
don't want
legislation,
it.
right? But they care. They just simply care about death more, okay? Simple.
Politics, believing strongly in a
Like
thing that makes
this person's whole political worldview really confuses me. I don't even know what they think anything is.
people's lives better, and then pushing for it makes you popular. The Democratic Party just gave up on their healthcare reform ambitions. Why? The Republicans haven't given up on anything, man. They never shut the fuck up about Roe v. Wade, and then guess what? They got what they wanted. The Republicans weren't even that loud culturally about ending the Voting Rights Act. That was more of a niche case, edge, like far right wonk thing, but they fucking got it. They got it, man. Even if the Democrats were inauthentic, they would be more popular if they stood behind Medicare for all or something. But we don't even have a unified message on that. We don't have a unified message on anything. I have no idea to what extent the Democratic Party even disagrees with the fucking Iran war, because they'll say, well, Trump's going.
What other than every single Democrat ever condemning Trump for the Iran war? What are you?
No, you see, I think that's the problem. This person isn't listening hard enough. When the Democrats talk about Iran, they don't say, "Wow, America shouldn't have gone into Iran. We really shouldn't have done that." They say, "The way Trump's doing this is all wrong," which is not fundamentally not a actual condemnation of the action, more so of, the conduct.
What about, man?
About Congress. He's bombing innocent people. That's true. Both of those things are true. But then the Democrats
the-
will be like, oh, we acknowledge
what?
that Iran must never have a nuclear weapon. Oh, so if you think that, what would you have done to stop it? And then it turns out that an aide to Biden, right, that guy that we saw on fucking NPR, whatever, not NPR, C-SPAN or whatever, was like, yeah, we were talking about maybe having to do this as well. And it's like, oh my god, I guess like, so do the Democrats even disagree? Would you have just done it better? I guess maybe. Credit where credit.
Aren't voters generally for Medicare for all, but the legislators aren't? Well, apparently not. Because if voters are actually for Medicare for all, we would have had it. It's as simple as, okay? It's either
Yeah, it's just an insane faith in the system that completely ignores every critique made since like at least 2015 by like Bernie, about money and politics. I just genuinely don't know how you can have a worldview that completely separates the legalized, like, I just don't know how you can have a worldview that doesn't account for the fact that we legalized basically not rigging, bribery, not bribery, corruption. We basically legalized corruption. You can just dump money into a campaign for somebody, and then when they're in office, be like, "Hey, you owe me, remember? You don't owe these constituents. They didn't give you any money. They just give you their votes."
That or democracy is fake in this country. Okay.
It's too.
Democracy is fake in this country. I mean, it really depends what you mean by democracy.
The Democrats would have remembered that there was a possibility of
Because if you think that the legislators don't want it, then I mean then people who run on Medicare for all would be winning. Okay, but instead everyone who runs on Medicare for all are like mixed results. Okay.
straight and foremost getting blocked off. Credit. They are not as catastrophically retarded as the Republicans for all their intelligence seems to be doing for them.
And it certainly isn't. And it certainly isn't Medicare for all that is like a deciding issue.
Oh, you're
People generally
Yeah, but who did that though? Because Bernie Sanders did really well both times he ran, you know, and he made it a central issue. He made it the deciding issue. That was like the thing you probably were voting for Bernie for because it's like the thing every American is probably struggling with
don't
in
vote only on
some way.
healthcare though. Well, then that means Medicare for all isn't that important to people because if they actually value Medicare for all as something that's popular enough, then they would have put it above other issues, but they don't.
See, but how do you say this at the same time that you say that we have to vote for every Democrat, even if they two-face and switch up on Medicare for all? Well, I guess we just didn't do it. No, they're liars, and you yelled at me when I called them liars.
Right? People would rather value being racist and evil than it is to provide healthcare, and that's just how.
Yeah, I just like this is such a it's like no offense, but it's like a very dumb child's like worldview of how the world works, you know? I I'm really not trying to be too mean because I don't know how old this person is, you know what I mean? Everybody has to start somewhere. But like I really people are just evil and mean, but democracy's real. I don't know what we're talking about.
How it swings, baby.
smart then, huh? Then why don't you win some fucking elections?
And their plans were minimum 20-year time horizon, saying that, well, the argument that was made to me was
That's fake outrage.
Gavin Newsom was going to get Medicare for all in the state of California, that he was going to become president, and that he was then going to bring Medicare for all to the entire country. Gavin Newsom doesn't even support Medicare for all anymore, obviously. In the state of California, with its overwhelmingly Democratic legislature,
Cannot overstate, by the way.
No, it's not democracy as a mistake. It's that democracy is working literally as intended. Okay, like this is democracy as intended. It is democracy working. It's just that. Hold on. It's just that.
The people are retarded.
Thank you.
How much it depresses voter turnout and disillusions potential.
Liberals are so gross, bro. You see how I've been way kinder to this person than they were to like every person. Obviously, I'm mean to Americans as well. But that's not what they're saying. They're not saying Americans are stupid. They were saying people are too stupid to do democracy properly. Or at least to do democracy and it have good results. They're saying generally people. I just think that's anthropologically ignorant. I'm just saying.
Democratic voters, that Democratic presidential candidates are constantly waffling on what they believe. Like one election cycle, they'll be like, yeah, Bernie's popular still, right? He's still running Medicare for all. Yeah. And then once they get closer and closer to being able to potentially do it, they walk it back. Kamala Harris in 2024 and 2020 were two very different people. Why should people go out there and vote if there's no guarantee that a politician's stated beliefs will overlap with their actual policy when they're in charge? Like, again, Republicans lie all
Right?
the time, but they are very, very consistent on one, messaging unity across the party, and two, pushing harder and harder for the next big thing that the people want. Like they lie constantly, and they often fail to deliver, but they're at least good on the messaging. There's a basic slate of policies and like general culture war talking points that they always fall on the right side of from their people's perspectives, and they reliably push in that direction. You know, like they might not succeed in passing a specific reactionary or right-wing or pro-business policy, but they usually succeed in pushing in the direction, right? Like you don't get exactly what you want, but for the most part, they kind of like, you know, at least they deliver you something that they can convince you feels like it. But for Democrats and like Medicare for all or whatever, it's just like, drop it, you know?
Oh, it's just not a winning issue. I'm just so sorry. It's just not a winning. People like the private
Yeah, I just think this is so cringe.
healthcare. Okay, I'm sorry, but people like healthcare being a part of employment, like employment packages and employment benefits. Like
Yeah, I might be wrong here. I'm not 100% sure. This is an MSNBC, so. Okay, so it looks like, and I'm citing this right here. It looks like Americans are pretty ignorant. And I don't mean that to be like, oh, they're just so stupid they couldn't even. I just mean they're literally bombarded with propaganda and they're told that there is no other solution. You know what I mean? So, it's not too crazy that without any sort of vision of what might be instead of what they have now, they shrug and go, yeah, I mean, I guess it's okay, you know?
Employment benefits. Like I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Okay, like it's true. Like I'm pretty sure unemployment is like 6% or 7% in this country at max. So most people are employed, and most people have healthcare through their like employment, and they like it. Okay. Like I'm sorry, but this is just not how things work. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. People say that they're pro healthcare, but they're not. Okay. Sorry, people like it's just so
Intentionally scuttled
What?
their healthcare program now multiple
6% no healthcare is crazy. I mean, they still have healthcare, okay? I'm talking about like employer provided healthcare. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like the 94% who are actually employed, right? Like these people have healthcare through their employment, okay? Like that's a requirement. That's a requirement, I'm pretty sure, for employment these days.
I don't know if that's true.
times, including just recently. So at a certain point, let me ask it this way, Natalie. How much do you think that donor influence and corporate interests are determining the policies of the Democratic Party?
Most states being unemployed is all the qualification restrictions. Yes, and Obamacare is still around. So like now you can still be like yeah, you can still go for that. But it's just like I don't fucking know, man. Forget about it. It's just I don't care, man.
Well, they certainly have some effect. I think maybe don't.
Why is this person a streamer? Like seriously. They're kind of just like getting mad and like being reactionary. Like calm down. You want to you don't want to debunk the arguments, just don't be a fucking streamer. Like what are we talking about?
I think have quite a level of effect that you do because yes, they have some effect, but they also like at the end of the day do still need to get elected, right?
Yeah, but you get elected from voters. Like voters vote for you, not donors. I mean, the individual donor might vote for you, but that's just one vote, you know? So if you consistently side with donors and back policies that make you unpopular, you actually lose votes.
So I don't think there's an infinite like capacity for corporate influence. Like there's a limit to how far you can push it where people will stop.
No response from this person, by the way. They didn't have anything dumb to say this time like this.
Well, this is kind of my point. That we saw that limit with Gaza and they didn't care, right?
I also just like I don't really care about arguing about this specific line because it is a fact that the Democratic Party is unpopular with their own voters and that they are not meeting the moment. So you can argue whether it's incompetence or malice or like too much deference to the donor class or whatever else. I think it's all of these things. But either way, the fact remains that they need to change, and they're not changing. So what the fuck do we do? Like the Democratic Party resists every effort to improve their viability with voters. You know what I mean?
Democrats have tried over the years to like I mean Obama came fairly like with the Affordable Care Act, they came fairly close to getting not Medicare for all, but a single payer option.
Well, Natalie,
Fairly close.
but
But they didn't, and that was almost 20 years ago. And it wouldn't have been single payer. It would have been a public option. And even that's not enough. And since then, we've only backslid. Millions of people have been cut from SNAP. Millions of people cut from Medicaid. And Democrats can't even decide on a basic policy slate for what to do about it.
Like Superman.
Okay, but like, why is it, Natalie? We know how slim the Republican margins are right now, right?
Yeah.
And yet they managed to do everything in the world. Why is it that Barack Obama had a supermajority? When we say it was filled by Joe Lieberman, we're saying that he was a 60th vote in a supermajority.
Yeah.
And why is it that it seems to be the case that Democrats are always 1 or 2 votes shy?
Remember, by the way, that a lot of what Donald Trump has done has been just unilaterally through the executive, through powers that if Obama wanted to, he could have wielded as well. And in addition to that, even if you can't get through the 60 vote, even if you want to like continue to acknowledge the existence of the filibuster, right? If you want to engage with that, budget bills are not subject to it, which means that even if the Democrats could only get 50 votes in the Senate, the Democrats could have assembled a fucking FDR-style budget bill with enormous amounts of money being directed towards tax.
Oh, oh shit, hold on. If Obama did what Trump has done, I just want to say that Obama would be removed by Democrats, okay? Because Democrats are insufferable and they are like not, dude. Like I'm sorry, okay? Like it just be like look at what happened to Bill Clinton, okay? I'm pretty sure that was also done by Democrats, right? Fucking hell. Like I'm sorry, but that's just the case, isn't it? Bro? Obama would have literally been lynched, exactly. Like literally. Like he already had a job to do to balance like being the first black president and maybe the only one who knows at this point.
And budgeting, they could have fucking rewritten the goddamn game. You wouldn't need 60 votes for that. You could have just done it with 50. They would have been able to.
From doing the thing that 75% of the country wants to
What the fuck? What is this person in their chat? This is so baffling.
do. But Republicans always manage to push through.
Like I'm sorry, but like during that time period, like Congress and all the other Democratic people, like they are all just way too moral. Okay, I'm sorry, but they are way too moral. They're way too ethical. They are way too we go high, they go low type shit. Okay. Also, Obama wouldn't have done this thing that he would have done because he would have ran. He wouldn't have won the election in the first place because like his entire thing is hope and like bringing order back to like the country or some shit like hope and shit, right? Like if he actually did all that shit, if he ran on that, he would not have won. He would not have won. Like as simple as people would have just seen him as an angry black candidate who's just gonna lose in 5th place.
The thing
What? I need to rehear this.
75% of the country wants them to do. But Republicans always manage to push through.
Like I'm sorry, but like during that time period, like Congress and all the other Democratic people, like they are all just way too moral. Okay, I'm sorry, but they're way too moral. They're that was also done by Democrats, right?
Enormous amounts of money being directed towards tax.
Oh, oh shit, hold on. If Obama did what Trump has done, I just want to say that Obama would be removed by Democrats. Okay.
What specifically? Because Obama has done a lot of things that Trump has done, like all the deportations. Obama did all that too. The expanding of U.S. empire. Obama did that too.
Because Democrats are insufferable and they are like I mean like
Also, they're insufferable. This person is evil, bro. This person is actually evil. Democrats are insufferable for not just looking at the other way over everything. I mean, this person said Biden was perfectly fine. They said that earlier. I guess they meant it, bro. Yeah, the Democratic did a good job in looking the other way during genocide, I guess, because that's how we win or something. Forget who we are and what winning means, I guess. I don't know.
not, dude. Like I'm sorry, okay. Like it's just be like look at what happened to Bill Clinton. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was also done by Democrats, right? Fucking hell. Like I'm sorry, but that's just the case, isn't it? Bro? Obama would have literally been lynched, exactly. Like literally. Like he already had a job to do to balance like.
Also, I'm sorry. Is this person really referring to Bill Clinton being a fucking sex pest to his underling? Or underling? His inferior, his subordinate? That's the word I was looking for. Is this person seriously saying that the Democrats were like lame and cringe for coming at Bill Clinton for that? Like this person actually wants Democrats in power and then for nobody to criticize anything that the Democrats do. It's so authoritarian. It makes no sense. Unironically, this person's like a liberal tanky. They're like a tanky but for American liberalism instead. You know, like, no, we're trying to do the good thing, and anybody who gets in the way is getting the wall. You know, like, like, how dare you expose this horrible shit that, like, I don't know, Hugo Chavez did or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, you have to. You know, like, come on,
Being
bro.
the first black president, and maybe the only one who knows at this point.
And budgeting, they could have fucking rewritten the goddamn game.
Nice.
You wouldn't need 60 votes for that. You could have just done it with 50. They would have been able to.
Doing the thing that 75% of the country wants them to do, but Republicans always manage to push through.
Like I'm sorry, but like during that time period, like Congress and all the other Democratic people, like they are all just way too moral. Okay, I'm sorry, but they're way too moral. They're way too ethical. They're way too we go high, they go low type shit. Okay. Also, Obama wouldn't have done this thing that he would have done if because he would have ran. He wouldn't have won the election in the first place because like his entire thing is hope and like bringing order back to like the country or some shit like hope and shit, right? Like if he actually did all that shit, if he ran on that, he would not have won. He would not have won. Like as simple as people would have just seen him as an angry black candidate who's just gonna lose in 5th place.
The thing that
The black vote for my theory of politics.
only 20% of the country wants them to do.
Shut up, man.
Well, do you think that?
What the
Like,
fuck?
do you really think that like Nancy Pelosi?
Okay, I'm gonna try to steelman their argument. I think they were saying if Obama, as a black Democrat, wanted all of the same things that Trump wanted, that the Democrats would have turned on them. And I honestly am not sure whether or not they're saying that's a good thing or a bad thing at this point, but we're gonna
For example,
go.
didn't want a single payer.
How is that? What? Okay, wait. Obviously,
Also, yeah, this clip from Natalie, dude, this bit from Natalie right here is horrible. Do you really think Nancy Pelosi didn't want healthcare? Yes. Yes, I do think that. Here's a Political article from 2009. As I reported earlier, Nancy Pelosi is starting to target the health insurance industry as an immoral villain that is seeking to be destroyed. Update, it turns out Pelosi herself, in fact, has been significant, if not huge, recipient of insurance industry largesse. What does that even mean? Oh, okay. Her PAC and personal campaign account collecting 177,000. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of like, yeah, I don't think. I think she would rather have all this money than Americans have healthcare. That's kind of the thing about the hierarchy is that you've created two two groups of people with different interests. Her interest is to just benefit herself because she's just a person, and because the system gave her power, she abused the power to benefit herself.
yes, she didn't want
Maths. Quick maths. Quick maths.
single payer and doesn't. But wait, is Contra mixing up single payer and public option? Whatever. But that's also not an answer to the question. I don't understand the I don't understand this deference, like defending Pelosi's honor. Or I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Single payer and public option the same thing? No. There's a million miles of difference between the two. Is Contra okay? I genuinely don't understand why she's doing this. And also,
Single payer healthcare is a system where a single public authority, usually the government, pays for essential healthcare services for all residents, financed through taxes rather than private insurance premiums, ensures universal coverage, often using.
I think this person is just now looking this up right now, which like I said, everybody has to start somewhere, but I don't know why this person is on stream. They clearly know nothing. They're just spouting off like nothing. Like they don't know anything. They don't know what a single payer healthcare system is, then they don't I don't know. Like I probably just did more research going and finding out about Nancy Pelosi's fucking campaign donations in 2009 than this person's like ever done.
Private providers to simplify administration and eliminate out-of-pocket costs. Oh, I think I have single payer healthcare, which is Covered California, right? Is Covered California's single payer healthcare? No, Covered California is not a single payer healthcare system. It is a state-run health insurance marketplace created under the ACA, acting as a covered exchange where individuals purchase private insurance plans with or without government subsidies. But
See, so this person
government subsidies, okay. What is Medi-Cal? Is providing free or low-cost health coverage to low-income residents? Because I was on that before. But I'm not
this person thinks medical assistance is Medicare for all.
sure. What is Medi-Cal? Is it single
Or at least they did as of like 30 seconds ago.
payer? It's not a true single payer system, apparently, but it is publicly funded. Does California have Medicare for all? No, it doesn't have a Medicare for all system.
Why should I take your opinion seriously? Where do you live? Where do you live? You're saying that you live in California, but you didn't know that California didn't have Medicare for all? Like I think it's just privilege. I think privilege is where this is coming from. You know, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. I also am myself very privileged. But I don't know. Maybe they've just never really struggled with their healthcare, and it had to do with them being in California, so they just assumed because I'm not struggling, it's Medicare for all. Or, maybe they think so highly of the Democrats, they think, oh, it's blue state, must be Medicare for all. Or maybe they saw some news and didn't see that it got like knocked down or whatever. I don't have no idea. I have
Says
no
achieve
idea.
near universal coverage by expanding Medi-Cal. Near universal. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing at this point.
I don't understand. Like,
Sorry.
what was
It says achieve near universal coverage by expanding Medi-Cal. Near universal. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing at this point.
I don't even know what to say, man. Just absolute shock Pikachu, bro. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. No, it's really not.
I don't understand. Like,
Sorry,
what was
I was just doing some research, like a responsible person.
Pelosi's person? She didn't want single payer. She doesn't want single
Like a responsible person, I was doing some research. Hee hee, quirky me.
payer.
Gosh.
She's never fought for single payer to my knowledge. Single payer? But like, why? What does that have to do? This is a very real question. Why is it that Republicans get to keep, like, over and over and over again, get to keep doing things that are incredibly unpopular, but they still manage to get it done, whereas the Democrats?
Okay, here's the thing. They're not incredibly unpopular. Vosh, they're not incredibly unpopular. If they were unpopular, Republicans wouldn't have let them do it. Everything Trump is doing is popular, you fucking dumb shit.
I just don't think that's true. There are obviously some things that he's doing that, I think there's probably a little bit of cognitive dissonance in the mind of liberals, that they basically want the same thing, but they think it's a little different, because they want to dress it up a little nicer. But outside of that, no, I don't think most people want what Trump's doing. I think the polls actually showed, it's not like literally tanking numbers, but I was just looking at them earlier. I might try to pull them up if I'm in the editing, but yeah.
You fucking dumbass. You absolute fucking vegetable juggling buffoon. Okay, you absolute fucking decrepit human being. You are so stupid. Okay, you're so retarded. I don't even know what to say to you. Okay, you're actually so retarded. Okay, there's nothing I can say here that will fix that. Okay,
There's nothing you can say here that will fix that. Is the point of you streaming to your audience for you to fix Vosh? Or is the point of you streaming to your audience to actually engage in the arguments and the conversation? Just wondering. Just wondering. Just food for thought.
actually so retarded. Like, I'm sorry, but you're just wrong. You're just straight up wrong. Okay, like.
Can't summon the power to do things that a majority of the
Hey.
country wants. Republicans get to revoke Roe v. Wade and got the Voting Rights Act. Democrats can't decriminalize marijuana.
Yeah, like, is this person saying that, like, revoking Roe v. Wade was popular?
or fucking implement any healthcare reform, man, just like let alone Medicare for all single payer, like a solid public option. Like the Democrats consistently can't do even the popular stuff. It's insane. And then the liberals may say, well, that's why they need more support. Okay, but they've had more support at times than Republicans need to do the unpopular things. So again, what I'm asking is, why the imbalance? And can you explain the imbalance to me in a way that doesn't involve Democrat weakness, please, or malice? That's the question I have. Like, okay, I understand the game is stacked against Democrats. Why? And can it not be? Because I don't think the way out of this is just like voting for Democrats harder. That's a very naive, fanciful, like kind of stupid way of approaching this. Like there's an obvious structural imbalance between Democrats and Republicans, but it's not like enshrined in the Constitution that only Republicans get to do certain stuff. The Democrats could also use power, presumably in a similar way. I don't know why they shouldn't. They're not only refusing to use, rule-breaking power that the Republicans use, they won't even use actual real power they could have used, like during Obama's 2 terms, where he had a lot of popularity and support and, for a time, congressional backing, which still didn't amount to anything. Do you know what the Republicans could have done if they had a supermajority in the Senate and the House and the Supreme Court and the presidency? Do you know what they could do if they had an easy run through the filibuster in the Senate? They would pass the fucking Enabling Act. Like this. That would be like an actual flashing red alarms, like get the fuck out of the country before they set up a naval blockade at major ports so Democrats can't leave. They will put your ass in camps. What did Obama do with it? Fucking nothing. Oh, but Lieberman, okay.
No, I mean, they wouldn't be. Dude, I feel like if they wanted to do that, they would have done that already. Okay, because there's literally no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so cringe. It's just so cringe. I don't know. It's just like there's stages to fascism. Fascism doesn't just come overnight. So what a fascist actually wants and what they're trying to do currently aren't really exactly the same thing, because a fascist just tries to work within the system, to erode it from within.
Nothing because there's just like, I don't know, man, like they're not ready to do that just yet. Okay, they have to like escalate to that point. Okay, the only reason why they're not proceeding to put everybody in camps right now is because just simply because there would still be resistance from people who are right wing, right? Not with the power that they have now.
What? The reason that they're not putting people in camps is because the right wing would have a problem with it. Look, I don't think very highly of the average American, but this person is actually delusional if they think that the average American wouldn't have a problem with, sorry, but average Americans. You know what I mean? Whatever that means to the average person.
Because again, right, Trump is a huge populist. Like everything he does is popular with the Republicans. He's not going to do something that's all of a sudden like unpopular with the Republicans, because something like that would be too much of a civil disturbance, probably. Yeah.
And once again, I just don't. He hid the Epstein files. Most people cared. Also, what the Republican Party wants is pretty, like, we saw this with like the MAGA polling, like it's pretty dependent on what he says because they're a cult who follow him.
Republicans said, in the Republican version, the Lieberman stops them. Republicans seem to be able to do whatever the fuck they want right now, and they have far fewer people and support, and all the positions are less popular than they were under Obama. So why? And how do you answer this question? How do you address this without changing?
This person was just screaming and throwing the R slur around. I'm just saying.
The Democratic Party. And if you're not interested in changing the Democratic Party, I would argue, in my opinion, you are illiberal and dislike democracy, because for some reason you're prioritizing deference to the Democratic Party over the wishes of their voters, the outcomes that we experience politically, the future of the republic, the goal of beating Republicans. All of them fall to the wayside in favor of the one single good you are pushing, good, deference to the Democratic Party and their existing leadership. How is that democratic? How is that liberal? It's just contrarian.
Like, I think that she did. Like, I think.
And what do you and what
It's not democratic, and that's kind of what I was saying earlier. This person is so deeply authoritarian, like a liberal tanky, bro.
do you expect us to do about it? Like what?
Is there something else that I'm missing here that
You say, what do you expect? Wait, hold on.
Experience politically, the future of the republic, the goal of beating Republicans. All of them fall to the wayside in favor of the one single good you are pushing, good, deference to the Democratic Party and their existing leadership. How is that democratic? How is that liberal? It's just contrarian.
Like, I think that she did. Like, I think.
And
I think what they're saying right here is kind of the whole problem.
what do you expect us to do about it? Like
And what do you expect us to do about it? Not a question asked out of genuine curiosity of what the left thinks should be done, what the left actually thinks in general, but a snarky hand wave, a snarky, a self-satisfying way of disengaging with the topic and putting yourself above it entirely. Oh, well, it's just anti-intellectual. Come on.
what?
is there something else that I'm missing here
I'm
that's
just gonna do one more clip because I'm mostly just talking anyway. I'm not really.
your critique of the left?
I really think people who self-describe as liberal generally don't believe anything that can change society outside the state. I think it goes beyond that, because like we all know, and again, I'm not trying to say like the founding fathers were right about everything, but if the founding fathers could somehow be brought to this moment and filled in the context of the situation, they would lose their fucking minds for a variety of reasons. Like black people can vote or whatever, but like if we limit the engagement to the state of the republic right now, they would lose their fucking minds. So like, what version of liberalism are we dealing with here? Clearly not like founding father liberalism or FDR style liberalism, not LBJ style liberalism. Like what liberalism are we? But yeah, I mean obviously the answer would be neoliberalism,
I just realized he's only watching clips and not the whole podcast. Yeah, aren't these like the clips? Aren't these the clips that are just recycled by Brianna?
which is not really much of an ideology at all, at least in terms of like prescriptive statements about what like, the voters should do or believe.
I
or
don't
for.
think the clips
but,
are
Well, so I think
What?
when you're critiquing specific things
Okay.
that
I don't know.
Montgomery does or that Biden did, or that, like yes, of course it's within reason to criticize your elected officials, and we all do that. I agree, but I also think that my frustration with the left is more that when it comes time for it to actually elect, the energy is so oppositional. So like it's very.
This is such a boring talking point to me. Factually, almost every Bernie voter in the primaries went over to supporting Hillary or Biden in 2016 or 2020. Like the idea.
No, like isn't there's an entire Wikipedia page on people who are Trump Bernie voters, and I think that the reason why people are like that is just simply because people are sexist. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's just this does like I don't know why you would even bring this Wikipedia page up, because on this Wikipedia page it exposes a huge fucking hole. 6 to 12 of Sanders voters voted for Donald Trump in the general election in 2016. 6 to 12%. The Democratic Party, however, 12%. 12%. So total, the Democratic Party lost 24% by blocking Bernie Sanders. And this person just this person just cited this. This was their source.
Sorry, people are just sexist towards Hillary Clinton. They don't like a screeching white woman. Okay, they don't like that. That's why people hate like Nancy Pelosi. Okay, especially.
Yeah, I think this person just likes simple answers. Some might even say they're a simpleton. Not me though. I wouldn't say that. I'm nice.
Vosh is like especially one to talk about sexism or some shit because he's like an especially sexist person.
Bosch is an especially sexist person.
But like I'm sorry, but there is an entire subsection of like Trump Bernie voters because they're populist and they don't want to give Hillary Clinton the win. There's no energy for Hillary Clinton at the time. Okay, like yeah, I'm pretty sure like 91%, 92% of Hillary supporters, of Bernie supporters ended up voting for Hillary. But like that 6% is heinous, man. That 6% is actually heinous. All right, like whatever that 6%, 8% is heinous. Like the fact that there is a population out there who like would rather vote for Bernie or Trump rather than Hillary Clinton or some shit. Like wow, amazing, just amazing shit right there. But can we get a fact check on that? Yeah, sure. What percentage of Bernie voters voted for Hillary? Oh no! Wait, guys, it's even worse than you think. Guys, it's even worse than you think.
Yeah.
I'm just reading off of the AI overview, okay? Because fuck it. Based on 2016 Cooperative Congressional Election Study (CCES) data, approximately 74% to 75% of voters who supported Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic primaries voted for Hillary Clinton in the general election. Yikes, bro. Yikes! Supported Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic primaries. Cooperative Congressional Election Study (CCES) data, approximately 74% to 75% of voters who supported Bernie Sanders in the 2016 Democratic primaries voted for Hillary Clinton in the general election.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about exactly right with what we were yeah, that corroborates well. Because we were just saying, because it was like 6 to 12 who voted for Trump. Here, I think I have it up still. Here, let me close these two. Yeah, 6 to 12 who voted for Trump. 12 who just didn't vote for Democrats, either third party or just fucking chose the couch. Because Democrats are basically just walking couches.
Yikes, bro. Yikes. Oh.
Yikes. But in reality, if you actually take a second to look at the data, they're I unironically sound like a fucking redditor.
Well, I mean, take a second to actually look at the data. You'll find that if you corroborate the sources, you see that the math actually maths up, and it actually makes the Democratic Party look really bad because they basically forewent a third of their base. Or not, yeah. They basically just sacrificed a third of their base because they wanted to pander towards billionaires and insurance companies instead.
Oh my, only 74% is crazy. No, that's not the right one. No. The Guardian. 85% of Sanders supporters intend to vote for Clinton. 85%. That's 15% off, bro. That's 50% missing. Just like that. How's that acceptable? Fucking 15%. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Okay, 15% off, bro. No, that's not the right one. No. The Guardian. 85% of Sanders supporters intend to vote for Clinton. 85%. That's 15% off, bro. That's 50% missing. Just like that. How's that acceptable? Fucking 50.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would blame those individual voters. Like in that election, it wasn't like leftists. It wasn't like a bunch of crazy leftists coming out of the woodwork to vote for Sanders. It was a general movement across the whole entire country. Normal people who finally, for once, saw themselves in a Democratic Party or in a Democratic candidate or at least a candidate who was running with the Democrats. You know, he was an independent, which obvious probably helped him. You know, and then the Democratic Party blocked him, and those motherfuckers said, "Yeah, fuck you guys," and just didn't vote for them. How does that not make sense?
15%. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Okay, 15%.
That the ultra
Oh. Hey, I saw the anime girl in your title. When did you talk about that? What anime girl? Oh,
Like,
just look backwards. Scroll backwards.
my point is, don't blame the people, blame the party. The party had all those numbers, I'm sure, and they still blocked Bernie. They still said, "Yeah, well, fuck it, we'll forego that 24%."
left of the country just keeps, for one, if we are the problem, cater to us. Fuck you. For two, we're not the problem. It just doesn't math out. The thing that hurt Harris in 2024 more than anything else was unpopularity with moderates and just generally depressed voter turnout in spite of the massive stakes. She was running against the guy who did January 6th. I mean, that's got to motivate some turnout, right? But it didn't. So, like, it is just a fact that the left isn't the issue. I would argue that a lot of the Democratic Party's lingering popularity stems from the organizing, activism, and electoral efforts of Bernie-crats. Like, basically every dying ember in this fucking ash heap, everything that still glows, is carried over from Bernie 2016. That's where, like, the wine moms and the, like, energetic boomers out there, they're not embodying the Schumer wing of the Democratic Party. It's people who are inspired by the promise that things could be better. And you might disagree with some of Bernie's policies if you're like a retard or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. But this is just factually correct. The Schumer wing of the party has done nothing to energize or excite people, has not brought new people out, and neither did Harris. Harris did not bring out.
What are you talking about? During the 107 days she's been running, she has 100% energized people. There's like literal like shock and awe about like how much she has energized people during her 107 days because people were excited. People were excited to see like a fucking energetic young person like be because she's young for running for president. Like they were excited to see like somebody who was younger try to become president. People were fucking excited.
I source,
People, I'm sorry, but people were fucking excited for
source,
Kamala Harris, right? People were
source, right? Guys, right? Chat, reassure me, right?
people were excited for Hillary Clinton because she might have been the first woman maybe in another timeline. Like just to say that literally nobody, to say that nobody was excited is just a lie, man. Like maybe not.
Obviously, some people were excited, but the point is that they weren't exciting the general base.
Everybody, like obviously the lefties, like especially if you just browse like doom scroll Twitter all day. Yeah, like of course not. Like of course, but you're gonna. That's a pretty biased sample. I'm sorry, that's just a pretty biased sample of a population to
As opposed to their source, which they named. Oh wait, they didn't.
to take from. You know, the leftists who feel his self-importance needs to stop. Well, I mean, like it's but like what you scroll down in your
I'm the self-important one, but you're the one who thinks that everybody needs to just get in line and vote exactly the way that you do. Okay.
Twitter feed is not the same as like actual statistics or anything. I don't know, man. Because Vosh confidently says like, oh yeah, most people who voted for Sanders went on to vote for Clinton. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. That's the bare minimum. Like we're talking about the bare minimum here. The bare minimum is yes, everybody who voted for Bernie Sanders should be voting for Hillary Clinton. Yes, that's the bare minimum. Okay, that is like no joke. That is the bare minimum. Okay, if we cannot achieve the bare minimum, maybe we don't deserve to win. Like at this point, like like if we cannot, like I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's like
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't think this person has thought at all about the inter-party politics here.
I don't know if we deserve to win if we cannot achieve the bare minimum like that. Like I don't know. It's cooked.
A single voter that Joe Biden
That's
wouldn't
aside.
have himself, and Joe Biden won in 2020 in large part due to an immediate concern over COVID, in addition to backlash against Trump from his then existing presidential term. But Biden was, always advocated for from the Democrats as like the electable candidate, not really a person who energizes or excites, but a person
Also, real quick,
who wouldn't have himself, and Joe Biden won in 2020 in large.
We don't deserve to win. Like at this point, like like if we cannot, like I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. It's like we don't. I don't know.
see, this is the problem with the liberal mind prison, is that like they're so unable to even imagine what what outside of just voting for the Democrats could be done, that like they unironically say shit like we deserve to lose, which, in this case at least, I think is supposed to mean that like minorities would lose then, right? Because you're supposed to be fighting for like oppressed people. At least that's like the thing that the Democratic Party pretends to do.
If we deserve to win if we cannot achieve the bare minimum like that. Like I don't know. It's cooked.
A single voter that Joe Biden
That's
wouldn't
aside.
have himself, and Joe Biden won in 2020 in large part due to an immediate concern over COVID, in addition to backlash against Trump from his then existing presidential term. But Biden was, always advocated for from the Democrats as like the electable candidate, not really a person who energizes or excites, but a person who unifies the base. And then Harris took a dwindling cut of that, incapable of bringing in new voters, largely incapable, and that's how it played out. You can't keep pretending we're the issue. We're trying to be the solution. I'm sorry. You think Schumer's fixing this shit?
But to build the kind of like momentum behind a candidate when it's so much. I don't see this problem existing on the right, where like you don't have I mean obviously Trump has lost a lot of his.
It's 'cause it's a
supporters last year,
cult.
but like during the election,
Okay, genuinely, I don't understand why she's doing this, and she sounds really fucking out of it.
they show up for him and they form this kind of like unified like.
But she's shy. Like she's not used to a contentious environment. She's just a normal person.
has to do with right-wing values around loyalty and submission and stuff. I don't
Also, Trump says stuff that excites them, and
I'm sorry, but like, she's just a normal person. She's a public figure. She can get on Twitter every fucking day, perfectly fine.
they show up for him and they form this kind of like unified like
But because she's shy. Like, she's not used to a contentious environment. She's just a normal person.
and some of this has to do with right-wing values around loyalty and submission and stuff. I don't
also Trump says stuff that excites them and makes them want to vote for him. I know, kind of a foreign concept to an advocate for the Democratic Party, but he also energizes the base. Whereas within the Democratic Party, in the lead up to every election, it seems all we hear is nothing but tut-tutting about how we have to accept the fact that we don't get to have good things. It was the same in all three: Hillary, Biden, and Harris. What was their bold vision for the future?
Which is like what this whole video has been, 40 minutes of tut-tutting, saying, no, we can't have good things.
I don't know, Pell Grants or some shit. Not some big unifying ideology, but a set of, moderate, maybe moderate reforms. Just little tweaking on the margins. And a lot of their energy was spent trying to convince people to vote for them in spite of the fact that they weren't offering that much. Trump doesn't have this issue.
It's hard to listen to her points when Vosh cuts her off for 20 minutes at a time every 30 seconds. Yeah, like, I think Vosh is like channeling Hassan here, okay? You know how Hassan like has to pause like every single like 5 seconds to insert like a 30-minute monologue about like how big his biceps are? Yeah, I think that Vosh is just channeling some Hassan here, not gonna lie.
Ad hom.
He just says shit, My argument, though, is that because we believe in things and they don't, and our stuff is good and their stuff is bad, we could positively advocate for good policies that motivate people to vote without having to lie. Like, it's crazy to me that Democrats, like liberal globehead types, will argue against something like Medicare for all, when, again, it's factually better than the status quo. Again, the math has been run on this. It's just numbers. It's a mathematical equation to be solved, and it has been solved. Why are we arguing over this? Do you just hate the idea of agreeing with us that much? Like, we can't even stand next to each other on this? You have to drag it out here. Like, you're so contrarian. But Vosh might have to attack people more. No, you wouldn't. Medicare for all would cost the government less than the current system. I would argue positively for tax increases, too.
Yeah, okay, that's great, but like you can argue, like, honestly, even if Medicare for all, like, there's a bunch of policies that like I think should be pushed forward just simply because like they're good, okay? Like, I wish there were higher tax brackets. I wish there were like I wish there was like more welfare safety nets and whatever, right? Like, this is all a part of our wish list. But like the reason why we can't have them is because people don't want them, okay? Like, I'm sorry. Like, yes, people.
And then you just stop there. No interrogating why people don't want them. Why people wouldn't want something so helpful to them.
Are stupid. Yes, Americans are retarded. Like, what's new? The people
You see, and just the contempt, bro.
are retarded. Yes, we know, okay? Yes, we know. You said that for the 50,000th time. The people are retarded. Yes, you already repeated that. Stop repeating that. Okay.
But on this,
You're the one saying it. You're the one repeating it. You're the one who thinks that it's such a precedent point.
the fact that we still argue on stuff like this reminds me at times that, like, the blue MAGA thing is more of a problem than I often give it credit for. There are people who are staunchly against good things for themselves because they
Yes,
emotionally
you got it.
don't
Yes, you're so
like
close.
the idea
You're
of
so
agreeing
close,
with
Vosh.
people who want to help them, even though they're not on opposite sides.
This person is the one. You're who he's talking about. You're who he's talking about. You're the one who's against your own interests. You just justify it by what? Blaming everybody else? Well, they're all stupid. But you're the one arguing against it.
The culture war, or maybe it's like a three-front culture war where you have the fascists on one side and then you have the progressives, and then you have like, but within the progressives there's this throng of like.
Okay. There's nothing that irks me more. There's honestly nothing that irks me more than people who always blame the legislators, but they never blame the voters. The voters are always just objectively correct on everything. Oh, you don't understand? It's just the voters, okay? All the voters are just correct objectively on everything. They can never make a single issue. They can never be wrong. They can never vote for the wrong person. Oh, it's just the will of the voters. But it's always the voters. Like, you realize, like, the reason why all this is happening is because of the voters. You really think that if Trump is like against all of his voter base on shit like that, it's just not going to be that case? Like, it's so stupid, man.
Yeah, I just don't know how to interact with somebody who genuinely thinks that, like, politicians represent people. It's really actually, like, quite silly. I've never, like, well, maybe not never, but in a very long time, I haven't seen this. There's at least usually a understanding that democracy has failed to some extent. But this person's literally like, no, democracy hasn't failed. If you say that, you're a right winger. You're letting the right wing win by acknowledging what has been able to be shown is demonstrable bug.
It's like
Really.
Yeah. Anybody in the comments, tell me what they said. But if they said something too terrible, don't type it in the comments.
Belligerent, economically reactionary people who insist, even if it's objectively wrong, on tossing stones to the left. I'm not even talking about like corporate lobbyists or anything. I mean just regular people. I don't get it. You can do the math. What has Schubert done for you?
Was that the Holy Spirit? Shut up, man.
Why are you so loyal?
That's crazy.
necessarily advocate adopting that, but I do think that.
Am I having a stroke?
I mean, again, like, you don't even have to Kamala Harris during the election. It's not like you say, like, okay, we'll get her elected and then we criticize. It's that when you're not even.
Also, keep in mind that, like, Biden was elected, and then October 7th happened. And then in spite of overwhelming pressure from the Democratic base, he lied to defend Israel over and over and set the stage for an attempt at a bipartisan
Yeah, bro, oh my god.
support for the genocide, though
Dude, seriously, even the average person will be like, even if they are still like pro-Israel in some way, they'll be like, oh yeah, all that's gotta stop. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so then why didn't Biden stop it? And how is Biden not stopping it while saying he wants to stop it and his voters saying they want to stop it and him still not stopping it or doing anything about it, working behind closed doors, like not giving a fuck very openly. Like, I just don't understand.
ended up being so unpopular that it hurt
I guess not behind closed doors or openly. Actually, I'm sorry.
Harris, and now it's like overwhelmingly unpopular with Democrats, even with like non-progressive Democrats, the behavior of Israel. Like, so clearly the strategy of vote for them without complaint, but then push them left isn't actually really effective. It's almost as though there is a schism between what the base wants and what the elected representatives are delivering. How do we solve that without trying to vote in better candidates? You know, the ones who might actually win.
You don't want to get her elected. Then
Well, because I have so
that's
much
where I see the criticism as being the critiquing power thing.
Okay,
Because it's like you don't,
yeah.
you're
So
not
let's talk
taking
about power. Let's talk about leverage.
Okay.
Do we have
Guys, Biden can still run for a second term. What do you want? His corpse? You want his corpse on the fucking stand on the podium? You know what I think? You know what I think? If Trump runs for a third term, let's run Obama. Let's run Obama. Okay? Listen, okay? Let's run Obama. Okay?
more leverage against Kamala
There's absolutely no fucking shot Trump can win against Obama. Obama will Obama blast. Okay? Will Obama blast his way to victory. Okay?
Harris before she's elected or when she's president for 4 years?
And then what? Just do nothing and Obama blast the fucking Middle East again?
Well, I see what you're saying.
They have contingencies in place. I mean, like, if Trump is gonna run, he has an entire like fucking he has an entire enshrined like amendment against that, right? Like, isn't the amendment like 2 terms? Fuck.
Like, as a
I forgot.
But I don't know. Do the Democrats take that seriously, or is it, like, is it because I feel like
They should. They're doing politics. What the Democrat? Well, what if the Democrats just don't believe people when they say they won't vote for them? I don't. Do we? Isn't that the thing? I don't get it. Like, I don't understand what motivates the thought.
Oh my god, you know who we should run? You know who we should run? Hill Dog. Hill Dog. All right, we need to run Hillary Rodham Clinton. Okay, it goes all the way back around.
This is all just a fucking joke to this person.
Listen to me, okay? It goes all the way back around, okay? It goes all the way back around to Hillary. The only way you can end Trump is through Hillary, okay? Sometimes the beginning is the end, and the end is the beginning. Absolute Hashinama, okay?
Process. I don't understand. I don't get it. I really truly don't understand it. I feel like I understand the fascists more. I genuinely do.
Yeah, I wonder why you like what? I wonder why you understand the fascists more.
Selective hearing. Once again, you're not actually inquiring why he said that. You're just smugly waving away what he said.
Or like what the
Like, I think I better understand this like all-consuming
bro? Hillary and Vice President Obama. Say no more, dog. Say no more. I'm on board. I am so on board. You have no idea, okay?
This is genuinely some of the cringest shit I've ever seen. Is this over yet? Soon?
You just want to run them for the meme value, if anything. It'll be really
For the memes. Ha ha ha, memes. American Empire is such memes. Ha ha ha, wouldn't it be funny? Ha ha.
funny. I think people vote based on meme values anyway these days. Okay, just
People, my fucking god, bro. Oh my god, people vote on memes, but the politicians actually represent what the people want, and I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Corporations don't influence it that much, and like, what is even happening here?
look at Asmongold. You really think that's an educated voter? He bases his knowledge on grok, man.
blame that burns
Oh.
on spite and suffering in the heart of the fascists. I understand that more than the idea of a person who's nominally liberal but has views this illiberal. Well, okay, have you considered that maybe the Democrats don't care if you vote for them or whether or not you vote for them? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's beyond me. It's completely beyond me. I just don't understand it. Like, isn't the point?
I mean, what is there you don't understand?
politics?
You do understand or whatever.
And sometimes I
Like,
feel
do you
like the
understand
liberals around the
anything?
Democratic Party care less about
I just watched this person learn in real time on stream that they don't have Medicare for all, and then they just shrugged and said, "Oh, it's close enough to Medicare for all. It's basically the same thing." I just, I just want to relive that in light of recent events that just played out on screen.
politics than a king would. Like, a king would think, I should give this speech or offer this reprieve from the grain tax so that the peasantry feels gracious towards me when next the soldiers are drafted from the villages. Or so, like the king might be thinking, like, well, I might literally not be elected, but it's still good to leverage people's beliefs. But the Democrats, like, operate.
What does this take, man? Oh, come on, man. What does this take, man?
I don't think this person's trying to understand. They might just not understand it, and it's not perfect, but
King
still.
would have more to consider than the Democrats? Are we talking about the same medieval, like, sending knights off to die king? Like,
Do Democrats not send people off to die? Do Democrats not kill people en masse when they're in office overseas? Like, What fairy tale world does this person live in?
The same like, oh, peasantry, you gotta work like 50% more in order to provide me wheat, so then I can get all my money in gold and hoard it like a dragon. Like, we're talking about the same kind of king, right? Like, we are talking about it like a king, right? Like a king, right? Like,
from the assumption that they should
What?
just be in power just because, and the process by which you get into power is just meaningless. Like if it works out, it works out. Like they act like it's random sometimes.
This is what I think.
That is quite a bit what this person has been saying, is that, like, it doesn't matter how, Democrats need to be in power. Like I said earlier, liberal tanky.
I feel like a lot of Democrats feel that when the protest voters are sort of unwinnable.
Mainstream Democrats, for one, leftists very consistently vote for Democrats, as evidenced by 2016 and 2020 with Bernie in the primaries, the voters shifting to Hillary or to Biden. For two, Democrats constantly
oh, guys, Steven said, fuck, I forgot the raid, my bad. I didn't expect him to be so apologetic all the time, to be honest. It's so cute.
fight to court independents and moderate Republicans. You really think moderate Republicans in a post-Trump era are a safer bet than people who just don't like the fact that you can't condemn Israel's genocide? Like that's really where the lines are. That's the easier bid. That's crazy. When I say that's crazy, what I mean is like that is a thought born of mental illness. Like that is a belief procured from a different reality, not the one that I and the data exist in. It's not defensible. It's utterly indefensible. Much in the same way that the Republicans seem to be motivated purely by hatred and a desire to see others suffer, this particular wing of the Democrats seems motivated by a desire to protect the Democrats from criticisms left of center, and that's it. It doesn't matter whether the criticisms are correct. It doesn't matter whether the policies the left offers are better. It doesn't matter whether receding to the left would objectively win over more voters. It doesn't matter whether it would be better politics or better policy or better.
Please, guy who doesn't vote, explain political strategy to me. I mean, like, no. Vosh does vote. Vosh is a voter. Okay, he is a voter, but like he says the stupidest shit to his audience possible, and he advocates for voting for JD Vance over Gavin Newsom. Oh,
Okay, once
God.
again, I don't know if you
Strategically,
did that.
it's just no matter what, the Dems must be protected
I
from criticisms
like,
from
don't
the
even
left. That's it.
understand
So
what
never
the
happy, right?
obsession with
Whereas there are like
this
centrist median voters that are more
is.
winnable, right? And that's I think
How's that?
How'd that work out?
tragedy, and it tends to be the reaction to losing an election.
And
Right?
how's
So
I'm sorry, but the far left does not vote. Like why the fuck would you convince your time trying to like convince the far left to vote when like it's just
What are you considering the far left? Serious question. Would would Bernie, at least in the Democratic Party, not be the far left? Or
Just-
are you talking about like the 12% that either voted third party or didn't vote?
such a waste of time. Like, they don't even vote. They don't even participate in the fucking election.
Yeah. Who
Like,
are
what?
these interest votes? So this is you're
Okay.
completely right. This is the Democrats' belief. They believe that if they take Liz Cheney, the daughter of the architect of the Iraq
Yes.
War.
Again, I've said this before, but I'll repeat it here because I haven't said it in a little while. There is no such thing as a moderate centrist voter. It's literally not a real thing. They don't exist. You can't take people's perspectives on a spectrum and then it's like, oh, these people are generally left, these people are generally right, and then these people are generally moderate. That's not real. People largely fall into bimodal camps where they align with the general positions of the Republicans or the general positions of the Democrats. There is variance within that range, but not that much, especially not these days. And there are no moderate centrists, or at least very few. In reality, you have a very large number of disenfranchised independents who have a wide range of incoherent beliefs. These people are by and large stupid. If they weren't stupid, they would either believe in the correct positions on the left, or they would
Dog, I'm sorry to tell you, but lefties and progressive people are just as inconsistent, okay? You have no idea how inconsistent some of these progressives are, okay? Some of these progressives are like, I'm okay with gay marriage and trans people, but I'm against abortion. Like,
I'm not even sure what like argument is being made here.
you think that liberal moderates are incoherent? You don't know, okay?
Yeah, I guess if you're an incoherent liberal moderate, it would make sense why you don't understand why he's saying that.
Okay?
But
You don't even know.
ad hom, I guess.
You don't know. You don't know. The American voter in general is completely incoherent. Forget about like liberal moderates. Like the average American voter, even a partisan one, is incoherent. Okay, this is not just a moderate issue. Like, I'm sorry, it just is. Like, even progressives are incoherent. Okay, like, I'm sorry.
I wonder if there's any overarching system of propaganda making everybody ignorant. Nope, I guess everybody's just stupid and humans suck. I guess that's the only answer.
Also, what can be more incoherent than valuing Israel versus Gaza, right? Israel versus Palestine over every single other issue? Like,
Hold on, run that by me one more time. Because this one might actually, this is what I was saying earlier, this might actually just be ignorance and not understanding.
also, what can be more incoherent than valuing Israel versus Gaza, right? Israel versus Palestine over every single other issue? Like, what?
Yeah, so here's my thing, is when you're voting for somebody, you're voting for them because you think that they're gonna, like, do right on their word and be a moral person. Uh, so when somebody does a genocide and your candidate is just like chill with them and like sends them a bunch of money and gives them a bunch of diplomatic cover and PR and lies for them constantly, what it belies to, you know, people who actually want to be represented by their politicians, not just people who want to vote blue, I guess. People who actually want to be represented by their politicians see that and think, I don't know if I want genocidal lunatics representing me. That's just one point. The other point is, it's just the most current recent one of the current and recent things that the US is backing to further expand its empire, which once again is a thing that I don't think is calculated really at all into this. It's like incoherent to consider it, I guess. This person thinks it's incoherent to consider the US empire when voting for the head of the US empire. I digress. Let's finish
Is more
this.
incoherent than that. To me, that is the most incoherent, if anything. Okay, there's nothing more incoherent than valuing a foreign policy
Also, just generally, I can't relate to this level of uncuriosity. I just can't. There's nothing more incoherent. There's nothing more incoherent. There's nothing more incoherent. Why don't you why don't you try to make it a little bit, more understandable for yourself? Why don't you try to understand it then?
issue over every single other issue ever. It's retarded. It is a sickness. It's a sickness of the highest order. Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
It's a little ironic that they did like what sounded like almost like a Hitler accent while they were basically just like speaking over the deaths of hundreds of thousands of Arab people. It's a little ironic, honestly, you know. It's incoherent. Why would you care about all those Arab people and then does a Nazi fucking impression? Okay.
I think maybe we'll say this. Copy. Like, oh my god. Like I can't. I can't. Just get me out. Get me out of get me out of this country.
Scratch a liberal, am I right? Scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds, am I right?
But there's no. But that's okay. Listen, that's spitting. Okay. There's nothing more incoherent. There really is just nothing more incoherent than valuing a foreign policy issue over like everything. Like how could you argue there's anything more incoherent than that? Like I must be taking crazy pills. I think I might be taking crazy pills.
I don't think you're taking crazy pills. I think that your consent has been manufactured. I think that since you were a child, as an American, you've been patted on your head, told you were a very special boy. Well, maybe not a boy, I'm sorry. A very special individual, you know? Told you're a very special individual and that the rest of the world doesn't matter and that you see countries are completely disconnected from each other and there's no power dynamics to do with them and there's no history so don't learn it and yeah, it's just really ignorant. It's just so surface level. It's like I said, it's the way like a child would think about these kind of things. And everybody has a starting point, and I really just hope this is just this person's starting point. Please progress. Please progress.
I have to be taking crazy pills. Like it's the only explanation. Like there's no
I have to be crazy, taking crazy pills right now.
other explanation for this. Fuck this shit. Foreign policy is considered less about, yeah, it's usually economy. It's like like talk about appeal to the lefties. Like appeal to the lefties. The people who like prioritize the least popular issue, who don't vote, who are trying to ruin the Democratic Party. Are you actually
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's yeah. I don't know. It's just weird sitting over here understanding most people's perspectives and then watching people not understand my perspective. It's just like really fucking frustrating. It's like, hey, could you like get your head out of your own ass, please, and like even try to engage? I don't know. It's just so reactionary. I don't look at these people any different than a conservative. You're just a blue conservative.
out of your mind? Like what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here, man? I don't know what to say anymore at this point. I just want to play my stupid video games. Okay, I'm a video game player. Okay.
And then they end it by being an American griller. By unironically being an American griller. Thanks. Gen Z gamer. I mean, unironically though, Gen Z gamers are just, or yeah, Gen Z gamers are just Gen Z grillers, basically. That's basically what's happening here. I just want to grill. Come on.
Okay. I'm not a video game player. Sorry, I'm like channeling my inner Asmongold right now. Okay. Sorry, my bad. Okay. Okay. Everybody knows who Vosh is.
All right, so that was fucking terrible. That was really bad. Um, I don't know. It just makes me sad. Like, come on, dude. Come on, fam. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I know this person isn't very big. I don't even know if I want to put their name, you know. But you know, they're not very big. They don't have a lot of views. The video wasn't that great. Here, just for fun, let's look at the comments. This is some liberal terminally online nonsense. The Democrats are contributing. Oh, I've already liked a couple of these. I think it was from when I was watching this the first time and taking notes. I think I only got like 15 minutes in when I was taking notes. Here, actually, I have my notes right next to me. I can check to see when the timestamp was. It's not too important, but might as well. Yeah, I only got 17 minutes in. That was my last timestamp. What was that? 17 minutes. Oh yes, democracy working as intended. Gavin Newsom running on Medicare for all, winning, and then just not doing Medicare for all anymore, which is exactly what happened. Same with Biden. Yeah. So luckily, it looks like they're getting cooked in the comments. Like I said, everybody has a starting point. Maybe this is their starting point, and their comments push them. I hope. Maybe my video can help push them. But anyway, I think I'm about done here. If you like this video, like and subscribe. No, but yeah. Probably gonna keep doing at least a few more of these. So yeah.